Hello everybody, how are you? This is Guillermo again. Today is our fourth day of this 90-day challenge. And today we're going to talk about how do we sabotage ourselves? What is the things that we do in order to don't get what we want? How do we get in the middle of our own way? And I didn't do a video yesterday. I was talking with a psychologist, and he gave me four very important points that the mind uses in order to help us to sabotage ourselves. One of them is the cognitive rigidity, and what it means is that set of mind that doesn't allow us to see something different. It's that point when everything that we believe is the truth and nothing but the truth. And it's something that it could be applied in any area of your life. For example, you could see people struggling doing, let's say about money, and they want to be wealthy, or they want to have financial freedom, but you can see from the outside without judgment that they're not doing the steps to get there. And when they ask you for an advice, they regularly say, that's the way I do things. So the way that I do things, it won't help them to get out of there. So and it's very common, and all of us, we have it. We think that we are expert in one field because we went through over and over to the same situation, but the truth is that we haven't learned what we have to learn. So that's the reason why we get to find either a mentor, somebody who has been through that experience that help us to get out of there. The second point the doctor mentioned was the negative expectancy. And it's that point on when, based on the bad experience that we had, regularly we had in the childhood, when the people who were supposed to help us and support us, they didn't, and we expect the worst of everything else. And it's not just from families, but when something is repeatedly happening to your life, it kills your vision of something better. So, and that set of mind, what it does is it puts you in a set of helplessness, and also it doesn't allow you to see opportunities. It blinds you to see what is possible. So also it feels like nothing that you do gets right. You feel useless, and again, all of us, we have an area in our life that we feel that way. And in that part, empowerment, it could be an extremely important tool. And intention, as we talked before. If you remember, 3 days ago, we talked about intention. And intention could help you to redirect this set of mind. The third point that we talked was excessive reassurance. When we look for reassurance, we're looking for evidence that we are right. It's kind of like very similar of the OCD mentality, but you also can add that you want to put the responsibility of something into a person. For example, you ask for validation of something, like you went through a divorce. So you find all the bad things that your husband or wife did to you, and you find friends, and you tell your story, and you find that validation that he or she was a terrible person. And what doesn't allow you is to see what did you do in the relationship to don't make it work? Because I mean, in relationship is between two people, and sometimes if it doesn't work, we have a part in even if it make it work or make it not work. So and we look for, when we want that reassurance, is all we do, just looking for evidence, and looking for evidence of how difficult it is to lose weight, or how difficult it is to find love in today's day, you know. So we find more people who agree with us, and it helps us to what? To avoid the opportunities that we could have. It's like, seeing this way right now, it is that in everything that we're going through right now, you could see all these steps, you know, the excessive feeling that everything is gonna be wrong, the avoiding things, you know. We have all the single points that we talking right now. You could see it in Facebook more than anything. So, and the last point is avoiding. When we get into the previous set of minds, avoiding is the final result. And what happens when we avoid? When we avoid something, it has to do with basically don't go through the pain of something. Avoiding is just that, like we're going through a pain, or and again, I'm talking these two main subjects, that is money and weight, because are the subjects that more people always want to work with, and we avoid not to spend time on our TVs. We avoid not to being healthy. We avoid not to pay the prices of any of those situations that we're going through. So, but by now you will say, well, I mean, but what I can do? And what I work on the training, we're going through understanding how the mind create those issues. And one of the reasons we create those is every experience in our lives is like a file that is in our head. I'm gonna give you an example that I use all the time in the training. That is, imagine that you are this young child in your early ages, maybe 3 years old, and you never saw a dog before, and all of a sudden you walk in the street and you see this beautiful creature, and you just feel like you want to hug the dog and play with the dog. But the dog also has its stories, and it has been mistreated for other humans. So the dog doesn't know your size, doesn't care about your age, just knows that you are like the other person, like the other human that mistreat them. So the dog starts to protect itself, and you will see the changes on the body and the face, and it will show you their things, and your body also react to that energy. You don't know what happened. You don't know how to describe it. Your young mentality doesn't know what's going on, but what it knows is your body knows that energy, and it's the fear. So everything starts from a feeling. That feeling, it creates a story. And when it goes to the mind is when it takes over, and it says, don't worry about it, I got it. I'll protect you. And the mind sets the body in a protection mood. You know, everything shocks, your breathing change, and it sends the signals to the entire body to run and protect you from the dog. So after the experience ended, your mind will set up a file that it will says all the dogs are bad. So, and you put the the mind put the file on the cabinet. So every time that you go through this experience to see a dog, the mind takes out of the file and says, dogs are bad, and you have a phobia. You start creating more and more of the fear. And having those files, it doesn't serve you in a certain point of your life, because all those experiences that were under the eye of a young adult, a child. So, and how do you change that? The only way to change anything in life, in the mental statement, is by switching the story that we have and the perception that we have about the experience. And it sounds easy, and it could be, if you're willing. The only way that you can change that is to allow the feelings to go through and start to change the story around the dog, for example. So imagine you see the dog one more time, and it could be any size, and you start feeling that feeling. And your adult size is telling you you're safe, you're fine, but your work is to feel the feeling of the fear. And remember, all the feelings, you only can feel into through the body. If I'm asking you right now, how do you feel? And you say, I'm depressed. The next question will be, where do you feel the depression? You may say, somewhere here or in my mind. So the depression, you only can feel it in your body. Love, you only can feel it in your body. Any feeling, you only can perceive it through your body. Nothing you can perceive it in your mind. It doesn't exist. So every file, every memory that we have, just imagine how many memories we have of millions of experiences. So whatever it is that we struggle, it is a story behind. So we get to listen the story, it change the perception that we have of the story. But only we can do it through feeling what we have to feel and allow the feeling to go through the body. It runs its process. And it is a technique where you, for example, think of when you're in your mind, when you're anxious of something, you're gonna, regularly what we do, we're gonna find the easy fix. Let's say you have a headache. What is it you do? You look for the pill. You look for the easy way out. Maybe it's avoidant. Maybe it's a strong painkiller. And I'm not saying go through the pain physically. I mean, if you have to take it, take it. But what I'm saying is that what happens when you have a strong headache? The first thing that you don't want is light. You don't want a lot of light. You want to lay down. You want to be on the bed. So your body is telling you exactly what to do. So next time when you're having a light headache, I recommend you to feel it. To feel that pain and just stay on the pain and breathe it. And breathe into the pain. Like close your eyes and just feel the pain going through your head and feel it and let it go through. Let it run its process. And that's the way we change the stories. You know, the story that is on our heads, when we allow to feel what we have to feel, the story disappears. Because in the end, let me ask you, what of these stories is still running your life? The stories run your life right now. That's why you don't do much for the things that you want. So you have to change the stories. You want a couple, you want to have a relationship, you have to change the story about how do you see a person? How do you see a loved one? You know, it is very common that people who has, for example, cats. Do you expect a couple to be like the cat? You expect them to have all those things from the relationship? Somebody who doesn't complain, who just get close to you when you need it? So any relationship is more complicated than that. A real relationship, you have to go through, see the good, the bad, and the other sides that is included with the person. So I really encourage you to see this side of how do we use those stories to sabotage ourselves. And the sabotage is a more complex and long subject, but that's just a little bit of the things that I do and that I have worked with people, and believe me, they help. There are so many other ways to find help. I know a good place and that you can go and take like a workshop. For some people, it works. Their churches, therapy, anything. But the most important thing is that you do something about it. That you find a way to go out of that. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm gonna talk tomorrow. It's gonna go to whatever I feel, but I promise you, that it's gonna come through my heart. And finally, I would like to let you go in talking about being safe, but being contribution. There are many ways that we can do something about the people that we care, or maybe people that we don't even know. I'm pretty sure you have things that they can be useful for somebody else. So right now, I'm giving away some toilet paper, and I'm been going through Costco in the mornings, the days that I have to do my groceries, and I get a packet of paper, and I've been giving it away to friends or people who are needing it. So if you need anything, I think tomorrow is the day that I go to Costco, and already some people, they asked me for that. But if you want to stop sabotaging yourself, remember the little things that we do in life is what takes us out of the suffering. It's not the big steps. Maybe it's just about the baby steps that we take. So be safe. I love you all. I hope that all this situation passes by as soon as possible. So stay in your houses, and I really, really hope that everything that I say, it helps you in any way. If you want to text me, call me, or anything, I'm doing it. I mean, I'm open for anything to help you. Well, I love you all, and have a wonderful day. I know there was a long video, but I hope it helps you. Well, I'll talk to you next time, and keep moving, okay? Bye-bye.